Hi beauties, let's do some eyeshadow. To prime my eyelids, I'm going in with the e.l.f. Camo Concealer in the shade Light Ivory. Just applying and blending out the concealer above my crease using my first shade Slice of Lime from Beauty Bay's Matte Palette. First, we're going to tap and apply our product from the beginning of our lid all the way towards the end. And we're going to be placing it above our crease as we are doing a cut crease. I'm going to repeat this step with each color I use. First, we're going to tap on the product and then we are going to diffuse it out. Going in with Granny Smith from the same palette, and then we're going to use this Morphe X Jaclyn Hill Old palette, and I'm going to use the olive shade. So these two shades I'm going to mix together and we're going to deepen up our crease. We are placing this color exactly in our crease and a little bit above, so then when we diffuse, it'll blend into that lighter green that we initially put on. For these steps, you want to keep going back into your palette more than once. You want to go in multiple times so that you can have the most pigment. Now I'm going to use the shade Illicit, which is a black, and we're going to just leave this color deep in the crease. We don't want this color to overpower the green. We just wanted to add a little bit more definition. With whatever eyeshadow color I am doing, I do the same repetitive step. And I also use small, dense eyeshadow brushes. Now to have our cut crease very sharp and clean, I'm going in with micellar water and a Q-tip. You can cut your crease in any way that you like, but me particularly, I want mine very sharp and clean. Also, this is a good way to outline your shape and to really know how high or low the cut crease is. So with one side, I'm going to shape my eye and then I'll clean it up with the other side of the Q-tip. What I do is I go and start from the beginning of my eye, and then we're going to do a half circle. So you're starting from the beginning of your eye, half circle till the end of your eye, and then you're going to flick it out using the Made by Mitchell color case, and I'm mixing Ruffles and Lay Low, which are the two purples, using a Jaw CC1 brush for the crease. With this product, you do want to warm it up a little just so it gets creamy, so I suggest putting it in the back of your hand. Since we already created our shape, now is the easy part. All we have to do now is just fill it in. We are doing an ombre, so I'm going to stop with the purple right at the end of the eye. This is a self-drying product, so you want to make sure that you tap in and blend everything out nicely. Using shade Coral Moral, and I'm going to be mixing it with the basic cosmetic base Winter Rose from P. Louise. Now we're going to start to outline where we left off and just outline the shape of my crease, and then we are going to tap down the product and we're going to tap this all over the remaining part. Remember, if you want to blend colors together, you want to go on top of the color. So I'm pressing that pink lightly on top of the purple and then going back in with the purple and going on top of the pink just so it meshes together nicely. Now I'm using a precise small brush and I'm going in with a little bit of black and the olive green shade to really define and outline our crease. We are not even done yet. Now we're going to do the smoked out liner. This is where you really have to use dense small brushes so you can evenly distribute each and show each color. We are using the tape method to do our liner, so first I'm going in with the olive green and diffusing that out. Then I'm going in and putting liner from the beginning to the end of my eye. Now I'm going to use some black, and I really want to get this close to my lash line and closest to the tape. With this small precise brush, all I'm really doing is distributing the product by going side to side. Then I'm slowly bringing up the product into the olive green. I filled in my eyeliner, and now we're going back with that olive green, and we're putting this color on top of the black. So now we're going to put and pile the colors on top of each other. Then we're going to diffuse the edges of each color. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Just make note that you are moving the colors and the shades above each other, so it's an ombre blend up, so you have the size and the shape of your eyeliner. The final shade I added was a yellow, which was right next to the green in the palette. Taking the NYX glitter glue, and I'm going to be using the Starlight pigment from Peaches and Cream, laying down the glue first exactly where I want it to be, and then we're softly pressing on that glitter. Now that's what you call a blend. Now let's proceed to the under eyes. So I'm going in with the Raver basic paint from P. Louise, and I'm putting this in my waterline. Taking some black and that same brush we used earlier, and we're gonna do a upside down liner. So instead of winging it up, we're gonna wing it down. We are going to be utilizing the same shades that we used for the winged liner on top. First going in with the black, and I'm only going to bring in the colors towards the middle of the eye, and then I'll be stopping. Gently going side to side and diffusing that black with the olive green shade, and then we're gonna easily wing that out into that liner towards the middle of the eye. Now going in with our lighter green to diffuse out those darker colors, and then we'll be finalizing with the yellow shade, and we're going to put this yellow shade more in the center instead of dragging it all the way out. Taking this Turn Up the Base Stage White, and we're going to put this in our inner corner. This is the brightest white I've used that actually has pigment. Taking this yellow shimmer from Lick and Lash Beauty in shade Canary, and we're just putting this on top of the yellow. And this is the completed look. I hope you loved it, and I'll see you guys on the next one.